Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a speed build in Animal Crossing, and we're going to be doing a villager neighborhood. I'm so excited to be back on our My Little Pony themed island, Ponybell. We're doing a pink city island, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad to be back doing another build on this island. It's been a minute, you guys. If you missed the last video, we actually did a fun beach style build in Animal Crossing, fun little beachy build. So if you missed that, please be sure to check it out and subscribe to the channel. And if you're enjoying this type of content, it really does truly mean the world to me, and it helps our little channel grow here on YouTube. I can't thank y'all enough for all of your support on the channel. It's been so delightful just watching our little channel grow and blossom on YouTube. All right, so let's get going and speed things up for today's build. First things first, we're going to go ahead and lay down some custom design path. I really love this little floral path design, you guys. I found this on Pinterest. And by the way, in the description of the video, you will find a link to my Pinterest page. All of the custom design codes that we have been using on this island, you'll find there on the Pinterest page under the island code section for Ponybell. And I really like this code. It's been really versatile. We have a coordinating street code that goes along with this. It's just been really lovely. I love the flower tone to it. It works really well if you're doing a spring style island in any of the pink tonation, but it's really been versatile and I really love it. We're going to also be using some of this in-game stone path. I really like this because in particular it shows up really cute on the map, and I really have been focusing a lot of my efforts on Ponybell to do a lot of interesting in-game path work on this island, just to kind of create lots of beautiful shapes, not only with the path on the island but also with some of the waterscaping. So I do plan on doing some fun waterscaping on this island and doing just some fun shapes. I've been seeing a lot of really amazing inspiration in our Animal Crossing community, and it's really been inspirational, and I just can't wait to share some of that with you guys here in a future video. But for today's build, I really wanted to do some fun path work here just to kind of create a nice centerpiece for this Animal Crossing neighborhood build. I'm also going to be creating a little section here in each corner with this dirt path just temporarily to kind of mark off for myself where we're going to be placing the villager homes. It just tends to really help me out when I'm creating a plan for how I'm going to be sectioning this area off on where I want to place the houses, because it is kind of tedious when you're trying to decide where to place items. I do think it helps my mind at least stay organized a little bit on where I want to place things. So I'm just marking out a 3x4 dirt path area where I want to place each of the 4 villager houses. Now you could essentially expand this, so if you have more villager houses you want to add to a build like this, you could use a larger area and include more houses if you wanted to. For this particular space, I felt like 4 houses would be sufficient, and I really love how this is coming together so far. Yes, I love this. Okay, so for our 4 pony villagers, I also went ahead and speed ran Happy Home Paradise a few weeks back, and so doing 30 builds on Happy Home Paradise did allow us to go ahead and re-customize the interiors and exteriors of these villagers' homes. So I wanted to coordinate, since this is a pink city, I went ahead and did the exteriors to be mostly pink and blue with some white and purple incorporated, just to kind of give a fun My Little Pony vibe. It just kind of goes with the aesthetic on the island. And I really like the capability of being able to change the exteriors of the houses for the villagers. It's just been really great being able to have that ability after the 2.0 update. All right, we're going to go ahead and pop in more custom design code. I really like these little overlays that we found on the portal. The little rainbow one is, I think, my favorite, but the bows, oh my gosh, the little bows that I've been placing randomly all over this island have just made me so happy. I also found this beautiful pink born pattern. This has been really versatile as well. I've been using this all throughout the island. It's just really great to use for a porch for your villagers in their yards. I feel like for village yards, it can be kind of hard sometimes coming up with ideas on how to kind of space out the area depending on how much space you have to work with, whether you're doing separate yards kind of all scattered throughout your island, or if you're clumping them together in a neighborhood setting like this. It can be very challenging sometimes to come up with ideas on furniture and what items to place. So it's been really interesting kind of playing around with what items to put in this space for this neighborhood, but ultimately I came up with some fun ideas, as you'll see as we go along. But I really love this. This little flower pattern is really great. So if you're kind of looking for a way to make your island look filled up and ultra detailed, I highly recommend putting some custom design down underneath your items as you place them. I just think that doing this makes your finished product in your final build look a little bit more in-depth and detailed. You'd be surprised how much adding a custom design underneath your items can really make it look much more detailed and filled in at the end. All right, I love this. So I did get some of these cute items. Now that it's June, I really love the fact that you can earn some of these wedding items, like this wedding bench over here. You can get that from Reese and Cyrus by going over to Harv's Island and helping them recreate some of their anniversary photos. It's just a really great opportunity to get some of these items. Now, if you have a different aesthetic on your island and you're not doing like a cutesy pink style island, you can customize some of the wedding items in either a brown tone or more of a springy green and yellow sort of vibe. So there's lots of different opportunities to recustomize it depending on what style island you're going for, but I really love the pink and blue for our My Little Pony island. All right, we're gonna pop in some fencing. I love the wedding fence as well, and now that the 2.0 update has been in full effect for a couple of years now, I love that you can customize the coloration of this to the pink. It just looks ultra cute for our yard over here. And then just placing some other items like this bike cruiser, and then I'm trying to kind of come up with some ideas on how I want to get creative for some of this area around the path over here. Our houses are kind of scrunched together in this section, so I want to get super creative on what to do with the path, but I think ultimately it's going to be pretty cute once we're finished. So what about you guys? Do you have a neighborhood, a villager neighborhood on your island? Let me know in the comments if you chose to do a full-on villager neighborhood on your island, or do you prefer to kind of spread your villagers out all throughout your island and scatter them all in different areas? I think it can go either way. I've done both on my islands over the years through Animal Crossing New Horizons. I like it both ways, honestly. I think that if you have a dedicated villager neighborhood, it can be really fun. It's a great way to be able to visit your villagers if you're doing your daily tasks and gifting them items. It's just a fun, huge build where you can kind of centralize the location, especially if you're looking to do one giant neighborhood where you can kind of keep them all together. But it's kind of nice to sometimes have a hybrid where you have a few villagers clumped together and then spread out some of them in other areas of your island. But let me know in the comments because I always love to hear from you guys, and it's always great to hear what sort of fun, creative builds you've been working on your islands. All right, we're gonna move on to the next yard over here. This one, I wanna change it up a little bit. We're gonna be using some of this other type of custom design. This is by the same creator that created this border sidewalk, the flower pattern, but it has a fun little pink center to the daisies on the sidewalk. And we're gonna pop in some of this fence. I really like this fence. Again, it's another fence item. I feel like the fence items go really, really well for these neighborhoods, and don't be afraid to change it up. I think if you kind of alternate your fencing, even if you just use a couple pieces here and there, can really add a lot to a yard build. We're gonna kind of create like a little party vibe over here in this area. I wanted it to be sort of reminiscent of a birthday party, but not necessarily using all the birthday items. I think mixing up some of the furniture sets in your builds can really add a nice variety to the look of the areas in your yard. So if you're doing like a little birthday party, even just doing something like putting a different style chair with the table or adding in some of the little prezzies back here like this, I think it really adds a lot to the build itself. So just be creative, try some different things. Don't be shy when you're creating a build like this. I can assure you that when I'm setting something like this up, there's many times when I will put out an item, change my mind or not like the look of it, and then swap it out with something else. So don't be afraid to just experiment and see how something looks and then swap it out later. So I really like these peach chairs. Peaches were the native fruit to this island when we first started this island back in the very early spring, and I just really have enjoyed having a lot of these different peach items all throughout the island. I don't know, I feel like peaches are adorable. What's your favorite fruit in the game? Let me know in the comments. All right, so I also found this flower pattern. I feel like this is another really versatile pattern that I'm hopeful to use kind of all throughout Ponybell. I just really love the swirl in the middle, and I just think it's cute. It could definitely opt for like a rug pattern if you're looking to do something like that, like a picnic spot on the island, but it just seemed like a really cute, versatile pattern and just sort of really screamed My Little Pony to me. All right, I also found this really cute planter box pattern over here. We're gonna definitely pop in some little items. So if you're not looking to do a traditional just planting flowers, I highly recommend considering just doing something like dropping some picked flowers on something like this. It kind of gives you the illusion that you have a planted flower box over here, but doing something like this that is other than planting flowers or placing a default planted box, I think can definitely add a different style to your builds that will catch someone's eye if they're visiting your island or your dream. I just think something like this is definitely unique and catches the eye because it's something you wouldn't normally see on an island. We're gonna go ahead and place a little bit more fencing and then we'll move on to the next yard. Loving this so far, loving this, yes. Now, I wasn't really sure what to do with some of these front yards, and like I said, I wasn't 100% sure what to do with all of the house interiors. So I actually, the struggle has been real for me, you guys, trying to come up with whether or not I wanted to speed run Happy Home Paradise for this particular island. I knew I probably wanted to coordinate the exterior of the houses, and so that's ultimately what pushed me to do that. And it's just a lot of work to have to even just spam in the furniture sometimes. With my Forever Island, I definitely had taken my time to go through and thoughtfully decorate the villager houses for Happy Home Paradise because I really enjoyed that DLC. I've spent a lot of time playing on that particular one, but for these other islands that I've done afterwards, I admittedly have just kind of spammed in furniture to kind of get through it and speed run it, and I'm really sad. I feel kind of guilty, honestly, sometimes taking the pokey for doing that, but hey, it is what it is. Just so that we have the capability to be able to change the exteriors and the interiors for these houses is really amazing, and I think it can really add a lot to the aesthetic on your island. Alright, for this particular yard, I wanted to do something a little bit more 90s vibe and just doing some of the hot colors like the bright purple and the little electric palm tree lamp. I really love this neon lamp. I felt like it really fit Buck's personality. I felt like because he's a jock, he needed some sort of hot tub to relax in over here, so that was kind of the idea. I felt like he was the type of guy that needed a sports car too, so doing a sort of an OG throwback of just using the race car bed for his vehicle before there were actually cars in the game. I think that was sort of the go-to that we used, was the race car bed to have any sort of vehicle in the game, and so I just kind of wanted to do something like that for him. But using stuff like this little puddle and the floaty ring over here, I just thought would be fun for him, and I'm hopeful to incorporate some sort of gym on this island just because since he's the only jock, I felt like he needed some place to hang out on the island, and so I'm hopeful to do little builds like that. I do plan on doing some sort of update video here soon so you can see some of the little areas that I've added to the island here in the last few weeks. I've just had a lot of fun visiting you guys' islands. We've done a ton of subscriber island tours here in the last few weeks, and I definitely plan on doing more of those here in the coming weeks before we wrap up Ponybell here at some point before summer is over. But it's just been such an honor to be able to show off all of you guys' amazing designs. Y'all are just so talented, and it's truly an honor to be able to showcase what you guys have been up to. So I definitely plan on coming to visit more of you guys' islands and probably do more ideas videos as well. It's just been really, like I said, so much fun and definitely an honor being able to show what you guys have all been up to. Alright, for our final yard, we're just kind of decking this area out with a lot of flowers. I wanted this one to be extra sort of whimsical with, again, lots of the pink elements in this particular yard, and we're just sort of filling it in. I really love this deck pattern. If you saw the boardwalk video that we did last week, we used this flowery deck pattern for the main custom design path that we used on that particular build. So again, if you missed that, check it out in the Ponybell playlist. I'm going to be doing a few more little build videos for this Ponybell series before we wrap it up and do a final tour here pretty soon in the next few weeks. It's just been so much fun putting this island together, and I've just had a blast. So I hope you all have been enjoying this, and I hope that these little builds bring you guys some inspiration that you can take back to use on your islands, so that whether or not if you're doing a pink themed city like this, or if you're even doing just a regular themed city, you could totally take some of these design ideas and just swap out some of the custom design codes to change up the aesthetic so it goes more along the lines of what you're doing for your island. So if you're not doing a pink themed city, you could still take this design for this neighborhood, swap out some of the coloration so that it goes a little bit better and coordinates with whatever color tone you're doing on your island, and it could still definitely work for what you're looking to accomplish. Looks like we're pretty much complete, so let's take a look at the finished product. Yes, I love this. I'm really happy with how this came together. I think their little yards look pretty cute. I'm happy with the pink tonation. I like that the houses all sort of coordinate. They don't look exactly the same, so they're not totally matchy-matchy, but I like that all of the colors sort of coordinate and go with the vibe on this particular area of the island. I love the variation of the patterns, and again, the deck pattern has been super clutch on this island. I feel like there's just been a lot of versatility on where I can use it, whether that be in the beach area or in this little neighborhood and in town. It's just been a really great versatile pattern, and again, I will be sure to put in the description of the video a link to my Pinterest page so that if you're looking to use any of these custom designs in this particular build today, or in any of the builds in the Ponybell playlist, you'll be able to find them there so that you can take them back to use on your islands. Yes, I love this. Super happy with how this came together. I hope that this brought you some inspiration so that you can take it back to use on your islands. If you guys are planning to do a neighborhood on your island, let me know in the comments because I always love to hear from you guys. We have, I think, one more villager hunt to go on this island before we have all of our ponies for the island, and I'm really excited to do that here hopefully next week. Alright guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this build. Thank you so much from the bottom of my little heart for all of your support on this channel. If you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. It really truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing y'all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.